What's going on, my peoples? It's your boy Kenny, man. I'm back one time for your mind. People. Oh, man. I'm just telling you, man. I listen, I'm trying to tell you, man. Black folks, you better keep an eye on your children. You better keep an eye on your children. And this go out to punk ass parents out there that don't do nothing about these issues. Because to me, if I'm a child and I don't see my parents stick up for me and not just sitting there cussing the motherfucker out, you put your hands on my motherfucking kid, it's a problem. I don't give no consent to no adult to put their motherfucking hand on my kid. That's automatically established. Fucking with me and mine. Listen to me, my people. So we get this story. This young brother, I think it was like 10th, 11th grade. He in school with a couple of his friends. They in class, and I guess I don't know why they not learning. I mean, I ain't gonna say I don't know why they ain't learning them, but I don't know why they having this conversation in class unless it was a downtime or something like that. But they was having a conversation about the young sister that got killed by the police in that up in Ohio that tried to steal the other black teen. Um, but that wasn't the real issue why the teacher got upset. Um, she got upset because of what LeBron James said. Or what he posted on Twitter. So she mad at an athlete that she never met. Uh, she doesn't probably know anything about basketball to a certain extent. Probably know nothing about LeBron James upbringing. Nothing. Just nothing. Just mad. What's up, Donna? What's up, Donna, babe? Um uh she knows nothing about this brother. She's doing the typical shit that people do a lot of the times, watch social media, watch mainstream media, and all of a sudden feel like they have an opinion. Like I keep telling people, it's okay to have an opinion, but that don't mean you have to have an opinion on everything, because you could be having an opinion on something and don't be educated in it, or or don't know what the hell you talking about. So an opinion is just a fucking opinion, and I believe, and I'm starting to realize that just because a person has an opinion, you just wanna be in a conversation. You want somebody to hear you when you maybe not need to be heard, and maybe you just need to be fucking listening. So that's what I'm starting to realize about some of these people. What up, Nick? So the brother, the little young brother, was trying to. She got upset because she said basically that LeBron James was wrong, out of pocket for first she was. This is what I mean by not knowing facts, and people just wanting to have an opinion, but their opinion or how they feel about whatever they feel about, and having and speaking their opinion about it, they don't back it up with any type of facts. So I just, like I say, people just want to hear themselves, right? She was mad because put out actually wrong information, said something that was wrong, said that LeBron James. She was mad at LeBron James because of the simple fact that he posted that the brother LeBron um tweeted or put a photo out there of this cop's address where he lived, which is factually not true. It's not true at all. It's not true at all. He never ever did that, so that's a lie. So you mad at a lie. But am I shocked? because she most likely a fucking Trump supporter, and they still think that Trump won the election. So they still mad over that shit, mad over a lie. So am I tripping? Am I shocked? Hell no. So the brother was trying to explain to her what LeBron James' point of view was, right? Of why first she was wrong about whatever she did, but as far as the post, but the post that the brother was trying to explain to him what LeBron James was trying to say. Listen, only real black people understood what LeBron meant. Anybody could have took that that tweet and it wasn't even his. I think he just retweeted it. And anybody could have took that tweet any way they wanted to. This is the real reason why I don't like the tweet, because people can misconstrue what you're saying. So that's why I do my talking on the channel. I give my point of view, my opinion, and my facts, and the truth that I talk about here. So nobody can misconstrue what the fuck I mean or what I'm saying, because I'm going to tell you blatantly what the fuck I'm saying and what I mean. Okay? So anybody could have took that tweet or that photo in that tweet anyway. I can see how people could have took it as he's saying that this dude could get killed. Anybody could take it that way if that's what you want to think. If you got especially if you got a bias in your head against LeBron anyway, or you don't like LeBron, of course you could take it that way. Oh, he trying to put a target. He trying to make people go out and kill this guy, to kill this officer, right? But as a black person, I understood exactly what it meant. He was saying, "You're next." Far as like what happened with Derek Chauvin, I understood it. But you got crazy deranged ass people out here that their mind is already on some fuck shit, so they automatically assume that this brother was saying that he wanted this cop to die or somebody to go and kill him anyway. So the brother tried to explain this to her. She didn't want to understand that. So she got so mad of her. This is the problem when I mean about, let me just say this before I even get into what I feel about some white people, or even white people as a whole. Listen, so she got so in her current feelings of her white privilege to get so upset. And mind you, she's a grown up. She's a fucking grown up. She's a teacher. And this woman picks up whatever was at her desk and threw it at this young brother's head and thought that was okay. And then shame on the administrators or whoever else came in that room, the teacher or whoever came in that room and told this dude, like, sided with her, was that saying that he was being disrespectful to her when all he was trying to do was correct her for what she said. She the one got upset through the whole conversation. The young brother was cool. It wasn't like he was yelling at her or screaming at her. He wasn't even being disrespectful to her in any way. He was just trying to correct her. Mind you, a few other things about this story is that nobody asked her to get in this conversation. She decided that she wanted to get into this conversation and give her opinion. So she didn't like that they didn't agree with her. Well, you should have never jumped. She should have never jumped her ass in a conversation that she shouldn't have been in from the jump. Now, this is the real reason why I tell you guys, this is why I don't want to have conversations with people like this, because I don't mind having an open mind and hearing other people's points of views. Because I'm one of those people. I'm very aware of shit, and I like to watch how people interact and act. So I don't mind listening to other people, because I never go in a conversation feeling like I know everything. You get what I'm saying? I may know what I do know, but I don't go in there and pretend that I know everything. Like if I'm having a conversation with somebody I'm not going to sit there and pretend that uh whatever the conversation is about, whatever the situation is about, I don't try to pretend that I know everything about that, because it's maybe something I haven't heard, something maybe I haven't researched, or something that I just don't know about that situation. So I don't go in the situation pretending that I know every fucking thing. But see, this is the problem with some of these people, because we're among stupid people. So the problem is that these people just feel that just because they have an opinion, they got a right to have an opinion. They think they can just jump in conversations and can be the stupidest and the most ignorant people in the world, and they shouldn't be actually having conversations with people that knows what the fuck they're talking about, about some of these issues. That's one. Then number two, this is the real reason why black people should not be allowing white people to come in conversations and be comfortable of talking about black issues. If you're not a white person that has an open mind, that's not a fucking racist. Listen, I don't want to have conversations with a lot of white conservative people. I'm just telling you that now. There's no reason to have conversations with some of these white folks, because you're already coming in with a bias. Like, I don't have a bias when it comes to the police. I don't fuck with the police. And I mean what I say about the police because of my experiences and what I know and what I have educated myself and researched mentally and physically, and know what the fuck that situation with the police feels like. So you can't come and tell me that I shouldn't feel the way I feel about the police. Just like I wouldn't tell a white person that never had that experience about the police that how they feel about the police is wrong. Like they feel like the police is there to protect and serve them. That's their opinion. But don't tell me that mine is fucking wrong because you never experienced it. Because I have experienced good police officers. So I experienced your experience already. So we can have a conversation about that, but you cannot have a conversation with me if you didn't experience what I experienced, or if you ain't even willing to hear me out about my experience. But this is why we do not need to be having these conversations. What up, OG? This is the real reason why we should not be having these conversations with these white folks, with these particular type of white folks. You just cannot have conversations with them. There's no reason to try to have a conversation with them. Um, believe that they're really trying to understand where you're coming from, because they don't, and they don't care to. They only care about their own beliefs. So if you care about your own beliefs, then you can't have a conversation with me, because I have a whole bunch of beliefs, but that doesn't mean all my beliefs is right for society. That don't All my beliefs that I have, a lot of my beliefs doesn't mean that it's good for you. So I don't try to push my beliefs on nobody. I just try to give people facts, truth, and and tell you about my reality. That's all I can do. But I will never push my beliefs on anyone. But I will tell you to make some critical decisions try to make some critical decisions in your life to protect your children from these crack ass crackers, from these white supremacist white folks out here. And they know who they are. If you ain't none of these people I'm talking, if you ain't a crack ass cracker or a white supremacist, I ain't talking about you. But they know who they are, just like this woman, a crack ass cracker, a white supremacist. We dealing with too many of these motherfucking people sitting out here pretending to tell us that we don't know what the fuck we talking about, but we experience it, and they don't. But somehow, some way, they're telling us that we're over exaggerating or we're wrong. That is not what's going on. But they ain't experiencing what we experiencing. So how do they know? Then they ain't even well informed. They're not even educated in these conversations that we're having about race. They're not educated. These people still believe, some of these people still believe that the Confederate flag was something good. It's a good heritage to have. Like, I'm not going to sit here and pretend the gang culture is good for the black community. I'm not going to sit there and pretend the Crips and the Bloods, the culture is good. I know how it started out. It was about helping the community, protecting the community. I know that, but I know the history of it being good. But I've seen that black people turned it a certain type of way to evil, to hurt one another, to hurt others, but mainly to hurt us. I'm not glorifying that shit. You don't hear me out here bigging up no motherfucking Crips and Bloods and shit. Especially if if you're a former Crip or Blood or something, and you trying to change the atmosphere or the way how the gangs are being ran now and trying to get it back to what it used to when it first was created, then I can understand your point of view. Then we can work on some things. I can hear you out. But if you're just a fucking gang member trying to tell me how hard it is out there in the street, nigga, I don't want to hear that shit. Cause I already know. I'm trying to tell you you take all that energy that you're doing to hurt one another and do something positive. I'm not trying to hear that shit. And I'm not glorifying none of these niggas. But if you notice, anything that's in black people's history, as far as our black leaders, something great about us, right? We don't have, we don't glorify murderers, rapists, slave owners. That's not in our history with our black folks. Like our black leaders, the people our ancestors, they're not people that we we they not bad people to glorify. They great people. Rosa Parks, Harriet Tubman. Come on, these are black leaders. Great. But these people glorify George Washington, all these segregationists, all these racist pieces of shit. And then they want to sit here and try to question us about our humanity, or we the violent ones. Your history is based on violence, stealing, thieving, and all that shit. That's what their history is based on. Their white history, their white ancestors, that's what their history is based on. And like I said, I don't even give a fuck to a certain extent when they talk about some of the bad things about black people, as far as the bad black people or something like that. It doesn't matter. Our bad black people don't outweigh yours. You have centuries of motherfucking bad black people. I mean, bad white people, horrible people that you still to this day glorify. So I don't really give a fuck. You can say whatever you want to say about R. Kelly. Okay, he won. Okay, you can name about 50, 100 more of them. We got millions of your motherfuckers that are horrible. Think about it. I'm not saying it doesn't happen in the black community. I'm not saying it doesn't happen in other races or communities, right? But think about it. When you think about incest, you automatically think about white people doing that shit. The one dude that had the whole big family and shit, he was molesting his sisters and shit, having incest with his own sisters, violating them. This motherfucker back locked up for teen kid porn or some shit. They lock this dumbass right back up. And you know, anytime these motherfuckers do something disgusting and cruel shit that they do, them white evangelical motherfuckers always talk about, oh, you need to he made a mistake, he repented and all that other shit, and they let these motherfucking psychopaths, because I don't give a fuck, and I mean I don't give a fuck what color skin you are. If you are a rapist or a child molester, you are a fucking psychopath. Something is mentally, truly in your DNA, something fucked up about you. Now, don't get me wrong, I can get into details of why these people do a lot of the shit that they do, but some people are just fucking evil and really are fucked up. And so to me, if you molest or rape anybody, nigga, I look at you as worse than the murderer to me. Sorry, I just do. You take something from this person is still alive dealing with that shit, going through the pain every day. At least if somebody died, they ain't going through the pain no more. They up there with God or Jesus or something. They're not condoning murder, but I'm just saying, to me, rapists and molesters are the worst people in the world to me. They are the worst. That means your intentions is really to take advantage of another human being. So and you doing it because you can manipulate them and outpower them and bully them and all types of whatever cruel shit they think about before they go to do raping and molesting children. Just horrible. Sex trafficking. Those people are horrible to me. But think about white society, right? And I always keep trying to tell you, these are the same people that somehow in the beginning of times in this country, they glorify a lot of the shit that they claim that they don't like, right? Like prostitution and shit. Prostitution in certain parts of the country is legal. Listen, we all enjoy a little porn and shit like that, whatever. Online, online fans, whatever that shit, fans online, whatever the fuck that shit called, OnlyFans or whatever, right? People enjoy that shit. No lie, we all enjoy a little some of it, right? It's for the I guess the fantasy of it, right? But that shit's still prostitution. Those porn stars still get paid, and they get pimped too. They don't make, believe me, y'all, they don't make enough money to be selling their bodies like that on and the shit that they be doing on porn sites and shit, and these porn movies and shit. They don't get no money. They don't be really making no money like that until they start pimping out other motherfuckers. And it's usually what happens. That's prostitution. All that shit is prostitution, but it's legalized prostitution because people are consenting to it. It ain't no different to a lot of women that be out here selling their bodies and shit. They consenting to it just because out of desperation. It's the same shit. But we doing a new age of porn. I mean, a new age of prostitution. You can't, it's illegal for you to be out there selling your body out there on the street. But it's okay for you to put a motherfucking camera in front of a motherfucker and let them prostitute themselves for money. It's the same shit. You go to the strip club, soft porn. You go to some of these strip clubs, these chicks in there butt ass naked. Got a little G-string. That shit is butt naked. You see titties, ass, nigga. I don't give a fuck. They put a little nipple things, put a little bikini on. I don't give a fuck what they put on, nigga. It's soft porn. And they shaking their ass on niggas and shit. Take them in the back rooms and shit. Had these niggas nutting on themselves. Nigga, I mean, come on. Soft porn, nigga. Prostitution, nigga. However you want to look at it. But it's legal. So that's why it always mind boggle me that you can arrest somebody on the street for selling their body. But you make it okay for motherfucking women to go and sell their body or lock a John up, but a motherfucker, a male and a woman, do porn, prostitution on camera and make thousands of dollars off of this shit. But you mad at the porn? I mean, you mad at the prostitutes that's on the street and locking up the Johns and the prostitutes, the pimps and shit. Well, you need to. Why you ain't locking? You should be locking up the woman, the man that's in the scene, and you should be locking up the directors and the motherfucker even holding the camera. It's the same shit, people. I mean, I make common sense of shit. I don't try to pretend that that try to make shit complicated, because it's not. Life is not really that complicated. It's the people that's in the world that makes life as complicated as it is. That's why if you really do history and you go back in times, life was very more simple back then because you didn't have to deal with a lot of people making life so complicated. Because people make life complicated. Life is not complicated. People make life complicated. That's why I don't try to be around people that stress me the fuck out. I don't need that energy around me. I don't want you making my life harder than what it is. So I stay away from fuck people. I don't be around people like that. Don't make my fucking life harder than what it already is. I got my own shit that I got to deal with. So I don't need to be around people that got fucked up lives and then they want to bring they fucked up shit into your life. Nah, stay fuck with me. But anyway, back to this lady. And like I was saying about the parents, the black parents. Man, that lady, she wouldn't be walking around in no motherfucking neighborhood. You put your hands on my kid, I'm going to jail for fucking you up. Cause see, first of all, that lady should have been in jail just for because doing something at somebody and that's almost like an assault. I gotta look it up in the law, but that shit is like an assault or attempted assault or something. This lady should have been arrested. That's child abuse, ain't it? Shit, they don't want you even to spank your kid, but you can go to jail for motherfuckers saying they think that you're abusing your kid, but a fucking teacher throwing something at your kid, that's abuse. And the way she was talking to them, talking to those kids, that's abuse. Listen, people, I'm just going by with this fake ass white society of America likes to try to put out here like they so morally. Nothing moral about America. We the worst country in the world. They keep running around. We the best country in the world. We the worst. Because I'm gonna tell you why we the worst. It's because of the fact we keep pretending like everything all gravy over here. It's gravy over here. You know, we better than other countries. Yeah, we got our problems, but hey, we doing way better than everybody else. No, we not. It's human rights violations over this bitch every day. And it comes from our own government. And so they like to go over in other countries and tell other countries, you doing human rights to your own people. What the fuck do you think you're doing to black folks in this country? But black parents, man, y'all better stop allowing these motherfucking white teachers, these white people, some of these white people disrespect your fucking children, abusing your children. I just seen some shit down there in Florida that where a motherfucking immigrant that came here she didn't have her papers, but she was here legally, but she just didn't have no papers, so she didn't speak English at all, and so she didn't really truly understand what was going on with what the teacher was saying to her. So she had somebody that was another Mexican lady there that was an administrator with that principal, because I guess the daughter, they didn't say if she made a mistake of breaking the computer or she just, wild out and broke something. That happens. Listen, man, kids have problems. You're talking about these children. These are children here. Materialistic shit can get replaced. I can pay for it. But you don't get to yell and scream at my kid because they broke something at a fucking school. We'll replace it. We'll work a payment system out of something. But the lady wound up fucking around. I don't mean to switch over to the other shit. I'm just trying to prove a point here. And she didn't know any English, so she didn't understand what the fuck was going on. The administrator lady and the principal bends this little Mexican girl over and used this big ass paddle and hit her. And was yelling and like she was talking to this kid like it was hers. Listen to me, man. All she did was broke a screen. You whipped this little girl ass for breaking a computer screen. Mind you, materialistic shit. Something that the school can replace. Something that the parent can pay off to help replace it. Or you can replace it and she can reimburse you. There ain't no reason for you to be whipping no fucking kid ass with no fucking paddle. And it was a white teacher. And the administrative person that was there that helped her hold the little girl's hands was a Mexican. Nigga. Took advantage of the mother. Everybody said, well, the mother seen something wrong. The mother was scared. Listen, man, these people come from somewhere and they kept saying, well, why the mother ain't do something? Well, look at some of the motherfucking parents here that don't do nothing about their kid being disrespected, hands put on them by these motherfucking teachers. And they from America and they don't do shit. And you mad at this Mexican lady that comes from another country, that's in a foreign country, basically, you know, coming here for freedoms and shit, you know what I mean? Coming from a bad situation, don't understand what actually is going on or what's said to her. Intimidated, comes from being intimidated, comes from being oppressed, and then get hit, and then, you know, and we don't listen, and we don't even know how this principal was talking to her, the mother. But we know how she was talking to that kid, so I just imagine how she said what she said to the mother. And listen, and those two stories I'm talking about, you know, all what they did was put these motherfuckers on administrative leave. Now the one principal, she resigned. You shouldn't even let her have and I think she can't teach no more, whatever the situation may be. But her ass should have been in jail. But they said it was legal if they get consent from the parent to paddle. Listen to me. Not if the parent don't understand what the fuck going on. And the lady was intimidated. She didn't know. But at least you shouldn't have been paying. She on administrative leave. That bitch should have been fired. Right out the gate. You gone. Bye. See you later. The fuck out of here. No pension, none of that shit. Bitch, you lost all that. But my whole point is that you parents need to put your kids with your own people. All these different minorities and shit, black folks, have your kids with your own people. Because I'm gonna explain something to you clearly about some of these white teachers too. They act a fucking fool the way they act in these black schools like that is because of the punk ass motherfucking teachers that's black there. And like I said, I'm very, very sick of white people being in charge of black folks. Like, there's no reason for you to be there if you don't understand boundaries about not putting your motherfucking hands on these children or disrespecting black folks. Because soon we call you racist, you lose your goddamn mind. Oh my God, I can't believe you calling me racist. That's racist to say to me. Come on. I'm not playing those games with you. I told you people better than me. And like I said, I don't wish or hope or pray. I wish them, I don't pray or nothing like that. I just wish a motherfucker would. I just wish a motherfucker would. You will see the true me. I try to listen, people. I try to hold down. I got an anger problem. I try to hold down that shit. I try to woo side, little yoga. You know what I'm saying? Do a little meditation, try to do little things, sip a little bit, try to mellow myself. But I'm telling you, you cross that line with me, I'm be on all the news channels. I'm gonna be going viral, nigga, because y'all gonna hear about me. Don't violate me or mine. I'll be, man, listen, man. All these motherfucking parents out here, these punk ass parents sitting out here on that bullshit, man. Ain't no way you disrespecting me or putting your motherfucking hands or fucking with my kids like that. We talking about children here, people. We not talking about grown ass adults. We talking about children. These people, you trying to abuse children. They ain't even your children. Don't put your fucking hands on my kid. We ain't in the we in the new millennium. Y'all wanted this shit like this, so we in this like this. Don't put your fucking hands on my kid. Listen to me, people. I done seen elementary kids kick, punch, stab a principal with stab administrators and punch principals and shit with stab teachers with fucking sharp pencils. And none of those teachers put their hands on no fucking kids. Cause you know why? Because most likely them fucking kids had mental issues. And you don't put your hands on no fucking kid. That ain't yours. Let me tell you how gangster some shit I see. The school I was working for last year, right? The principal, the little girl was acting up. This is about 2 years ago, something like that. But the little girl was acting up. She had emotional issues. She had problems. I think she was like a fourth grader or something like that at the time. She had emotional issues. And so everybody knew that. All administrative people knew that. All the principal, everybody knew that. So she did something. I think she got in a situation with a little young girl in the cafeteria. Something happened, blah, blah, blah. So her mother came up there. They had a meeting. They sat down, had a meeting and shit in the principal office. So the lady that I'm cool, that's one of the administrators that I knew very well, that I was friends with, she was in the meeting, and the mother, the little girl, and the principal, they was in the meeting in his office. And the little girl, I guess she did not like what he said, and she snapped, and she punched the fucking principal, sucker punched the shit out of him, right? Like, don't get me wrong, I ain't like the principal and shit like that. I wasn't a big fan of him. I ain't really like him like that. So when I heard about it, I say, really, she punched the shit out of him, good, right? But I'm saying it in a way of being petty, but I know it's wrong. Like, you get what I'm saying? So the mother, on some gangster shit, grabbed the little girl and beat the fuck out of her. Right there. When the little girl punched the principal, her mother beat the fuck out of her. The administrative lady that was a friend of mine and the principal was in there breaking up the mother and the daughter fighting and shit, but the mother whooped her ass. Because number one, the mother know that you don't put your motherfucking hands on no adult. So if I see an adult put their hands on a child in a school or anywhere else, I know that's a fucking problem. You don't do that. But you don't know if that kid is mentally unstable. You don't know what they may be going through. But mind you, this was all over a conversation that this lady threw something at this little young brother because he disagreed with her. He was trying to explain to her that wasn't what LeBron James was saying. So she didn't like that he didn't agree with her. So she threw something at him. How would she act like a fucking child? And I keep saying this about this. People be acting all tough and getting rowdy and thinking they batty. They think they batty, fool. Some of these people lock their ass up and put them around some real motherfuckers that'll show them that they ain't that motherfucking tough. That's why I tell them, motherfucker, nigga, you goddamn right. I don't want to go to jail. The fuck out of here. I know what jail is like, and I don't want to go there. Motherfuckers be out here acting tough, rowdy, body, fool, and they get up in that jail cell. That's a whole nother different motherfucking atmosphere. That's a whole nother different atmosphere, my people. And motherfuckers be acting like they tough out here. The motherfuckers in jail, they don't give a fuck. You play tough in that motherfucker and see what happens. All the racist shit. Get around some real niggas in the motherfucking jail cell and talk that racist shit. You most likely gonna have to go side with the Aryan Brotherhood or something. You gonna have to go ride with them because you ain't gonna be rolling solo or with 2 or 3 other motherfucking white supremacists just roaming around in the jail being on some racist shit. You gonna get the shit beat out you. And don't think it's just to be some black people will fuck you up. Be some Mexicans in there that's gonna fuck you up. There's gonna be a whole bunch of other races that you claim that you hate. Listen to me, people. That's why I don't listen. I don't believe in the death penalty and shit like that. I make an exception for the rapists and them child molesters. I just do, but I don't believe in the death penalty and shit because you could kill somebody for the wrong reason. They could be in there for the wrong thing. They could be innocent. So that's why I don't believe in the death penalty. But them rapists and them motherfucking child molesters, nah, I ain't got no motherfucking I ain't got no sympathy for those motherfuckers. I think they need to be hung in town, nigga. Have them hung. But like I said, it ain't it is not up to me. That's why I couldn't be on a jury or nothing like that, because nigga, I do believe in a higher power. I believe, nigga, that ain't my decision to kill nobody. That's why I was out there shooting at motherfuckers, doing what I was doing in the street. That's why I regret a lot of the shit that I was doing. I hurt people. So like you don't want to be a part of that. You ain't God. You don't get to make that decision. But I believe that people do deserve. Listen. I do believe in vengeance, motherfucker. I do believe motherfuckers need to get what they sow. I believe in karma. I don't wish it on you, but if it happened, it happened, and I won't feel no sorrow about it, especially if you deserve it. Because like I said, I don't even know why a lot of people would even be roaming around in life with that much fucking anger and hate in them. Believe it or not, emotionally, it's just exhausting. I would believe that it's so exhausting to even just roam around with that much hate and that disdain for people you don't even know. But we got to do better out here, black folks. We cannot be having our kids around these white supremacists. I'm just telling y'all that now. And if the white supremacists do anything to you or your kids, you got a right to fuck them up. I'm sorry. We ain't gonna get no fair shake anyway in the law system. So why would we care? Why should we care? So that's how I feel. You do something to mine, nigga, you better hope I ain't got no gun on me, because I'm gonna blow your fucking brains loose. That's just real talk. I'm gonna blow your shit. I'm gonna blow your top off. That go for any of them white supremacists. Ain't nobody playing with them, man. And you got these racist ass Karens in these schools. And the reason I even saying this, because I know good white teachers. Like, I know good white people. So to see these racist ass white teachers and shit like that, and these racist ass white people is irritating to me. I don't even get mad about it no more, because I expect this from some of these motherfuckers, but it irritates the fuck out of me. And then I put it back on us that we got to be much more smart as people to understand, to be very aware of these motherfucking people. We got to be good observers of watching their behaviors and what they say out their mouth. You get a good notice of who a person is. You just let them talk long enough and watch their actions, watch how they interact. That's why my expectations for people, no lie to you, no matter what color skin you are, I don't have high expectations for people being good and genuine people. Because I truly believe this. We are already in hell. So to me, I always feel like everybody, a lot of people around me is most likely, or people in society is most likely bad fucking people anyway. So my expectations for people being good people, or thinking the, giving people the benefit of doubt of being good people is very, very low. I don't have, not my expectations for that has gone away a long time ago. I don't have that expectations. And believe it or not, I've been through a lot of shit, been in the streets and shit, and I've seen a lot of horrible shit and seen a lot of horrible people do a lot of fucked up shit. Even me myself at that time, I was a horrible person, right? When I got out the game, and then you get into reality of society and see how society is outside of your, yes. What? Okay, well, shut the door. Tell mommy. What you want me for? Take your little sleepy self out here. You haven't had a nap today. Tell your mother. Yeah, you don't want to tell your mother because you up to something. Don't try to sucker me. Try to get me to do something that you know your mother gonna say no about. I know you think I'm a punk ass daddy, but come on now. I already know you think I'm a punk daddy. You trying to get me caught up so your mother can yell at me. Don't even try it. No, I want you. No, 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 no. Try to get me up into your little scheme. Mm-hmm. And the other time you go to your mama, think you slick. Anyway, people. But yeah, what I was saying was, you gotta, like, when I got out of that game, seen a lot of horrible fucked up shit. But when I got in like reality and dealing with other races of people and just dealing with people period that, what I mean, that look like you or whatever, look like me or whatever, but when you see these people, how these people act, it's no really, they're actually more horrible than the motherfuckers in the street, because you at least you know what you expect from the streets. You're around a lot of phony and fake people in the country, in reality of this country. Like, people are fake. A lot of people are fake, and they hide behind their fake ass morals, high ground, because they didn't do. It's horrible what you do, but they behind closed doors even more fucked up shit than you doing. They thinking way more horrible shit than you maybe even be thinking about. I seen a lot of fucked up shit once I got out of the game and stopped doing, fuck shit I was doing in the street. I seen a whole nother different side of this country, that I'm like, yo, a people in the country, like, what the fuck? Man, this shit is like, no lie to you. I always tell people I'm mad uncomfortable, man, when I'm around a lot of these motherfuckers, man. You just even thinking about being around them, I get uncomfortable. You been around, just thinking about this thing about how people act, man. People act stupid for no apparent reason. You just be like, yo, how stupid can you be? A lot of people don't even have good common sense anymore. And then some of these motherfuckers be older people, they might not even have good common sense back then. So that's why they even ignorant now, because they stuck in the stupidity of what they was anyway. You got grown folks. I mean, you talking about grown folks. We're not talking about children. You're not talking about a lot of children. Going, listen, young folks and children, they gonna make mistakes. That's what they supposed to do. You know what I mean? They supposed to make mistakes, but grown ass people, yeah, you make mistakes, but god damn, how you just making stupid ass mistakes that some of these children don't even make. You're just emboldened to be stupid. Come on, man. Running around putting their hands on You're right, OG. You can't. Um, OG says she got you right around face. Yeah, she did. But she this time she ain't get me this motherfucking time. I tell you that shit. Uh, try to get me caught up. But yeah, you can't fix people's stupidity. You can't fix that people are stupid. Like some shit is just you got to have some type of life experience. And at the same time, you like I always tell people like even though my past is fucked up, I got a lot of fucked up shit that I did and been through. It kind of mold me to being the person I am to a certain point of having common sense. Cause some shit is just common sense. You see a lot of these people doing a lot of the shit that they doing, and you like, yo, come on, man, that's just stupid. Why would you do that? That's just stupid. And so now we make a lot of excuses, and not saying that people don't have mental breakdowns and people don't have mental issues. But a lot of times when people be doing all this stupid shit, mainly a lot of these white people, when white people do stupid shit and horrible fucked up shit, a lot of the time some of these white people, they always try to like the new shit is to give them a pass for doing stupid and horrible shit is to say they mentally ill. And it's like an insult to me sometimes. There ain't nothing mentally ill about this motherfucker. They just stupid and ignorant. I think about it. Motherfucking this police officer down, I think it was Georgia. This motherfucker was on back channels or dealing with white supremacists, telling them, documented that he telling these motherfuckers, yeah, I just beat some black motherfuckers up, felt good about it, black niggas up, and I just beat them up and it felt good. And he said I lock black people up so they can't vote. I try to give them felony charges so they cannot be able to vote. Motherfucker actually said that. And then I'm trying to think, like, okay, he said all this shit, he did all this shit. We need to look at everybody that he arrested, right? And then I'm thinking to myself, because you know he gotta have a lawyer. And I'm thinking to myself, lawyer, what is your defense? You can't say his intent wasn't there because he is documented that he intended to do some of this shit. How do you defend stupidity? I don't understand it. That's like I said, like if you make a fucking mistake, it's most likely because you made a stupid mistake, right? It's most likely stupid, right? Some people just make mistakes because they maybe didn't know, right? But it's still a little bit of ignorance because if you didn't know, that means you was ignorant to it and you didn't know, right? So it boils down to you did something stupid, right? So if you did something stupid and you know you did some stupid shit, why would you try to defend it? You should be trying to show some mercy, so be regretful of the shit. Show some sympathy, like, I'm sorry I did it. Apologize. No, these motherfuckers, they give them lawyers and shit and say, well, they deserve a defense. A defense of what? Well, how do you defend stupid shit? That's why I tell people, yeah, you could everybody over exaggerate shit. But listen, people, I don't try to lie because I'm very self-aware of a lie, right? But or when I'm lying about something, or I'm fibbing or trying to make something, I'm over exaggerating something, right? But when you just blatantly lying about some shit, you know the shit is wrong. You know you wrong for doing it. Especially when you lie and you doing it to hurt people. You intentionally doing that to hurt somebody. You lying on purpose to actually hurt somebody. And I always say to myself, how do you sleep at night? How motherfucker look themselves in the mirror and think that shit is okay? But like I told you, we already on earth. So I believe a lot of people are already evil. Now people have opportunities to reform themselves, to be a better person. But you know, people just evil, man. We had this conversation about how people don't understand a lot of the times that when you out here and a lot of people go out here and they misrepresent history and shit like that on purpose. Like that's your intent. You're really your intent is really to hurt people. Because like I said, it's insulting to me when I hear some of these white supremacists trying to downplay, or some of these coon ass niggas downplay racism or systemic racism in this country, or pretend that the country ain't racist. That's insulting to me. So you intentionally trying to hurt me and my people. You really intentionally trying to do that because you know that what you're saying ain't true. And if you believe in what you saying is true, that means you stupid. So that's why I say I don't got a problem with calling people stupid. If you stupid, you stupid. Because there's a difference from just being ignorant. Like if somebody taught you something and it was false, right? And you believed in it, right? You believed in what it was. But then I don't want to call those people stupid. They just ignorant. They don't know nothing, right? You almost feel a little pity for them. But if you intentionally lying about shit on purpose so it can fit your narrative to make yourself feel better, so you intentionally trying to hurt people. That's just my opinion about it. So when you see these people out here making up history and shit, trying to trying to downplay slavery and all types of other fuck shit that they be doing around here, these white supremacists and some of these coon ass niggas, okay? They intentionally trying to hurt you because teaching people or even kids, and that's why I say it's always get personal with me with these racists to a certain extent, because you're teaching your kid to grow up to be as ignorant and stupid and as racist as you are on purpose, off of some fucked up belief that you're believing in on purpose, or you may not even believe in it, but you're doing it to be selfish to get a bag, or whatever it may be, your intentions of doing it, but it's not good. So you intentionally teaching kids ignorant, stupid, racist shit. So you intentionally trying to harm those kids, your own kids, my kids. So I don't feel any sympathy for racist people and bigots and coon ass buck dancing motherfuckers like Candace Owens and them. You don't feel any empathy for them and no sympathy for them because they intentionally doing this. They intentionally lying to hurt you because they know what they saying ain't true. They know it ain't true. That's like if you just imagine, say like say like you killed somebody, right? Or no, I ain't gonna go that far. Say you beat somebody up, right? Like you beat the dog shit out of them. You fucked them up, right? You do your time. You know what I'm saying? You so-called supposed to got your life together after you did your time in jail or whatever and paid your debt to society and blah blah blah, right? And then you go to write a book, right? About the history of when you beat the dog shit out of somebody. And in that book, you make all the excuses in the world. You you intentionally try to downplay the beating, the assault that you gave that person, the person that you victimized, And you tried to make it act like, well, the person really wanted me to beat him up. That's how you downplay it in this book of your so-called history of your selective memory of what happened all of a sudden. Like you all of a sudden don't know what you did, right? But it's documented already. It's documented what you already did to this person. It's documented, right? And then you write a book to try to reverse the history of what happened. Or try to pretend, wrote a book to try to pretend that it didn't happen exactly that way. When it's already documented. You know how that is so you know how so insulting that is to the victim that you victimize? So when I see these motherfuckers out here trying to to put a curriculum up there, a new curriculum, trying to downplay slavery or try to pretend slavery wasn't that bad, or they was really trying to, this country really was trying to stop slavery, which they wasn't. The whole point of systemic racism, wasn't trying to get rid of that shit. They were trying to, okay, all right, we're going to get rid of slavery. We ain't going to beat them no more, blah, blah, blah. All right, fine. You know what? Let's segregate the motherfuckers. Let's still not allow them to vote and be a part of what we do, but we ain't going to beat them no more. We ain't going to hang them no more. But if they get out of line, we going to hang them, though. So you still was hanging niggas. You still was enslaving black people. Think of all the hangings that they did to innocent black folks. Think of how they terrorized black communities back then. Think about Black Wall Street, what they did. Nigga, that was genocide. That was no different than what happened in the Holocaust, nigga. It was no different. They killed hundreds of thousands of people, maybe even millions of people in Black Wall Street. And then took the land over and rebuilt it and act like they, it's a part of their history. Man, get the fuck out of here. Try to sweep it under the rug. Let me just ask y'all questions. Did they ever teach you in school about Black Wall Street? I guarantee you they haven't. You learned that shit outside of school. They don't want to talk about that. How do you whitewash that? How do you just say, well, give me a good reason of why the American government with J. Edgar Hoover in office, running the federal government, how was it that, explain to me, how is that a good time of American history? And you can't just whitewash and say, oh, it was just that period of time. No, listen, they plotted on that shit. And then mind you, outside of Black Wall Street, think about all the hangings that they was doing outside of that community, around the country. People was dying because they couldn't, Think about, listen, it's older folks right now that will tell you, that's my grandma age, or like maybe in their late 60s and 70s, that'll tell you back in the motherfucking segregation days, it was periods of time where black people, if you seen white people walking down the street, you had to walk and get in the mud in the middle of the road, because they ain't really had streets and shit like that. You had to get if it's muddy and it was raining, you had to get out of their way. It didn't matter if that person was a racist or not. You better had just moved, because it was taught to you in your mind. You better move. I just need to know if America is not a racist country, what the fuck are you? How do you just ignore that history? How do you just ignore that? And then let me just explain something to people right now. It's so people get a good understanding why these people are what they say. The Canazones and the Tim Scotts, they say this shit. Country ain't a racist country. How so? It's insulting to me as a black person. Because I can't speak for everybody else. But I'm telling you how insulting it is for me to be a black person, not a black man, nothing like that. Just a black person in America. Listen to me. Think about how when a lot of that Black Lives Matter shit was going on in the summer, how white supremacy took thousands, and I mean thousands of them, got together and grouped up together and marched in Klan shit, Nazi signs. That happened, people. That ain't no shit that we making up. That happened. We all seen it. It's on video. I didn't see videos where Black Lives Matter is just marching down the street and you got Trump supporters on the side calling them all types of niggas. And then mind you, what the crazy part about it is that they were sitting out there acting like they was defending the police, right? But think about it. Think about how this is why I don't like this is why I say fuck even if you're a black police or not. If I'm a black police officer, I would say them Trump supporters don't represent me. They was calling black people that look like you niggas. You didn't listen. This is what disturbed me about some of these black cops. Like nigga, when we was marching, when I mean not we, but when our people was marching out there in the Black Lives Matter movement, nigga, they were talking about white cops. You get what I mean? Some of us meant all of y'all, but a lot of black people was talking about white cops killing unarmed black people. They didn't say cops, black cops killing black unarmed kids. They were talking about white cops. So for you black cops to stand beside these motherfuckers, some of these white supremacists, is mind-boggling to me. But that's a whole nother other story. Whole nother other situation. It's impossible for me not to be insulted by people like Tim Scott and Candace Owens and the rest of them coons. Because I expect this from white supremacists to say stupid shit like this. That racism doesn't exist. Systemic racism doesn't exist. We don't live in a racist country. It's insulting to me. When we know in police departments, in the military, nurses, doctors, lawyers, we ain't seen them all. Any business in America, you name them, it's white supremacists in that system of whatever occupation it is. We know this for a fact. The shit is documented. And just because you got some white friends that ain't racist doesn't mean the country is not racist. Let me explain something to y'all so I can make it very, very clearly to stupid people. So we can make this clear. Because I think they think that we crazy. So if the white liberals is racist, but the white Republicans are not racist, and you said ain't no racism racism doesn't exist. We don't live in a racist country. So, well, how is the white liberals racist then? I'm just going off of these Republicans talking points. I'm just trying to figure out where if racism doesn't exist and we don't live in a racist country, it's not systemic racism. Well, how is the liberals racist then? Because mind you, it doesn't exist, so we shouldn't be out here calling the liberals racist either. We shouldn't be calling anybody racist if racism doesn't exist. It's almost like it's basically saying, you know, people just making up racism. We just making it up. Anytime anybody say that we got systemic racism or is racist and racism in this country, we just making it up. Or if a person saying some racist shit, that ain't racism. Can I Hold on, people. Give me a second. All right, people, I'm back. I mean, we gotta be honest about this, man. And then, like I said, we around these people that continue to keep on pretending that we the ones that's crazy. And all it is, and like I said, all it is mainly that you see a lot of white men and you see a lot of these minorities and black folks and some of these white women just following behind these a lot of these white racist men that are and the sad part about it, a lot of these motherfuckers that's being racist ain't even gonna be living, ain't even gonna be, most likely ain't even gonna be alive in the next 10 years. And these motherfuckers just following behind these racist people. Like I said, you can do all the racist shit all you want and say all the racist shit you want, but it's not gonna change the fact that the country will leave you racist pieces of shit behind. It's coming, regardless of however you want to just deny racism, pretend racism doesn't exist. We will leave you behind. And they know that, and that's why they sitting here on that bullshit. And like I said, and the main thing too, if you watch the Republican Party, it's just about power. It got nothing to do with values. It got nothing to do about anything about even their supporters, even the Republican supporters, the voters. It got nothing to do with them. They are peons, just like the rest of us are, to these politicians from the left and the right, but mainly I'm focusing on the right because they're the ones that is sitting here pretending that their party, oh, Lincoln did this. I don't give a fuck about Lincoln. We talking about you. Listen, you don't want to never talk about the bad past, but then they always want to bring up the good past of America. They think that's good, that'll fit their narrative, but they don't want to talk about the bad shit. You don't want to mention that, oh, well, Lincoln helped free the slaves. Okay, but you say that, but you still okay with Confederates. You still okay with them waving Confederate flags around here. And people don't realize those same senators, they sit up there and those at the Capitol and all that in them buildings, that's named after a fucking traitor, a Confederate. Those offices are named by fucking racists and Confederate motherfuckers. They don't tell y'all that. A lot of that shit around DC is named after a bunch of fucking Confederate and racist motherfuckers and segregationists. You cannot tell. Listen, people. It's like anybody life. Nobody life is all good. Nobody's life is all good. That's why would always bother me. It would always bother me is like when people be having, like they be throwing people funerals and shit, and they be sitting there talking about how good this person was. He would give you this. Yeah, that was a good. That maybe might be so. That might be a good part of him. But talk about some of the bad shit that he did. As I said, man, I told my wife, man, don't invite no motherfucking people to my funeral just gonna sit there and be on some bullshit. You gonna speak on me, speak on my bad shit too. Cause I wasn't always all good. My story just don't I never would probably been this so-called good person that you crying and fake crying over me or whatever the situation may be. You talk highly of me without my bad history. My bad history helped me mold to who I am, kind of to a certain extent, because I knew what to do and what not to do, and figured out that that shit is stupid and wrong. And I had to repent. I had to find myself. I had to create a new me. But my bad past had a lot to do with who the fuck I am now. But if people keep continuing in this country, keep on trying to whitewash fucking history, like pretending we're just gonna talk only about all the good shit. Like, well, you misrepresenting the fucking people. You misrepresenting these so-called leaders and forefathers if you don't talk about their past. Or even the country. You misleading people about the country. You actually doing a disservice to the people. Can't just be going around, just keep whitewashing shit. Trying to, I mean, you got grown ass people, senators, people that's supposed to be so well-rounded and educated. Republicans sitting up there just lying about history, nigga. Just, like people are just ignorant. And listen, and I'm gonna just explain something to you. Like I said, it get to a point, if you keep telling me that you graduated from these schools and you very educated and shit like that, and you throw that in my face all the time, and you got this experience and this whatever, blah blah blah. So when you say something real ridiculous and you stand on that dumbass shit, that dumbass reverse racism, and all that fucking trying to reverse history and shit, trying to what's the name, trying to pretend that American history, like it wasn't that bad and slavery and all that shit. When you do that to me and you stand on that shit, listen to me. I got the right to call you a fucking racist. Because I know you so intelligent. I'm gonna use what you learn. I mean, how intelligent you are. You say you are. So you know that can't be true of what you're saying, right? You can't be that stupid. You're educated. So you can't be that stupid to lie about history. If you bold enough to get up there and lie to people in front of people on national platforms and blatantly lie, then I got a right to call you a fucking racist, a idiot, a stupid, ignorant cracker ass cracker, a black white supremacist coon, a stupid person. Because that's what you are. If you can get on national TV and lie to me, and I know the history. You know the history, but you're choosing to tell me a lie about the history that me and you know. See, I'm not going to pretend that these people don't know history. Because they're sitting there telling us that they know. Like Rick Santorum came on there, get on CNN, talk about he didn't mean it that way about the Native Americans. What? You stood up there proudly and with a strong voice and was saying the shit that you was saying, that the Native Americans didn't have any culture here. And you came on that white supremacy talking point, was like the white people, the European people came over here and saved the Native Americans. That's how that shit came off. The Native Americans was just fine over this bitch, and the black folks that was here and others, we was just fine. A lot of people was fine before the motherfucking Europeans came over here. They society was fine, nigga, till the white supremacists came over here. Because that's basically what they were. And Rick Santorum tried to pretend he didn't say nothing. He didn't mean it. It came out wrong. I misspoke. No, you didn't. You really truly thought with what you was saying. It ain't what you really truly thought. You knew you was lying. You intentionally lied. You intentionally tried to downplay Native Americans in this country. He intended to do that. Rick Santorum is 60-something years old. You telling me that you don't know the history of America, motherfucker? You went to college. You was a senator. I know you read history books. I know you read books about slavery, nigga, and I know you knew about since you so much of a constitution or whatever he would like to say, he's so much educated in the Constitution. You should have known how the motherfucking country was formed. Just because they wrote a fucking constitution doesn't mean that that's how the country was formed. How did you get the country? How did your ancestors get the country? How did you reform something that didn't need to be reformed or formed to a certain way? It was just fine over this motherfucker before these white supremacists came over here and basically did a motherfucking Hitler. People need to do their history about Hitler. Hitler was praising some of these segregations and racist ass people over here. He was praising them. He was saying, I forgot the dude name, one of the most racist motherfuckers over here. It was a book that he wrote on some racism shit, right? Hitler was saying that was his Bible. Big up to Roland Martin for putting that out there. And that made me go and look that shit up and read the book. Cause like I said, I don't know every motherfucking thing, people. I always gotta research some shit. If I don't know nothing, nigga, I ain't gonna pretend I know something. And I will, and you tell me something, I'm gonna go research it. Go do my motherfucking homework. Go educate myself. And motherfuckers got mad at Chris Cuomo. What do you expect from Chris Cuomo? His brother did some shiesty shit, and I'm not to try to blame him for his brother's shit, but this nigga, he ain't talking nothing about his brother. His brother a fucking crook. He let people die in New York. He did a Trump. That shit crazy, man. And I'm getting very sick and tired of somehow liberal so-called allies and somehow good white folks keep talking about we just need to have the conversation. What white supremacists? No, well, I don't. As a black person, I don't want to have conversations with these motherfuckers. For what? Why am I trying to understand that ignorant shit? When I know it's ignorant, I know they lying, I know they ain't telling the truth, and I know that they ain't telling the truth. So why would I want to sit down and hear their point of view? Stop telling black people that we need to hear them out. You go hear them out. They your people. They ain't my people. They ain't our people. They their people. To all you white liberals out there that say that shit like Chris Cuomo was saying to Don Lemon, like we just need that. No, we don't need to have shit. It's not our responsibility to educate them or listen to them at all. If you're gonna blatantly get in my face and lie to me, and I know that you're lying, and then you try to pretend that when you get caught in lie, you didn't know, you was ignorant. The fuck out of here. You was confident to get your ignorant ass on TV and say what you said. So if that's the case, you shouldn't be on TV. Just like I won't run around and try to pretend I want to be a motherfucking school teacher. The fuck out of here. I don't know shit how to be a teacher, you know what I mean? And none of that shit. I ain't gonna try to do that. I don't got the experience in it. So why would I do that? But I'll make sure I educate, or I know what teachers go through and what they deal with and what they, the agendas that they have. Fuck out of here. And I keep telling people a lot of times, yeah, it's good to read and it's good to educate yourself, and stuff like that. But a lot of times people, common sense and real life and truth and facts really just come from experiences in life. Some of these people want to have conversations and they have no experience just going through certain shit. And so sometimes when you can't go, when you ain't never been through what somebody else been through, you really don't know what the fuck you talking about because you never experienced it. That's just like somebody that maybe might have been down with their people and shit like that and full for their people and shit, and then they got comfortable and went somewhere else into another reality and they forgot where the fuck they came from. So they don't know, they don't, it's like a motherfucker, it's like a motherfucker like forgot where he came from, or he done got too old and he don't know, he can't relate no more. Cause he don't know. He ain't been around in a minute. That's like if somebody worked at a job for so long. That motherfucker can't really stay at that job so long. Sooner or later, he gonna lose a step. He gonna lose a step. The game gonna change. The occupation of how you do shit at any job or any occupation or whatever you do in life, things are going to change. Now it's up to you to adapt to it and try to get better, but physically and sometimes mentally, you can't. And listen to me, and it's okay for people that if you can't relate anymore. But just don't talk about it no more. If you can't relate to the issue no more and you was on top of your game at one period of time about an issue or whatever the situation may be or occupation, just step to the side, let the young motherfuckers come in. Motherfuckers want to be holding people hostages and shit. You know what I mean? Like, no, we not gonna let them out. I gotta still try to keep it up there because I ain't in my glory days no more. Man, step to the motherfucking side, let the young folks go ahead, do your thing. You ain't gonna do it the way I'm doing it, but go ahead, handle your business. You can be involved by being a mentor. No, you want to be in control and a mentor. Sit your punk ass to the side and let the young folks live. People kill me, man. And let's just be honest. Sometimes I just wish white people just say, you can't relate of what black people are talking about, and that is fine. At least you admit it. We can start from there. But don't ever tell black people that we over exaggerating. We too emotional about racism. We going too far with it. Motherfucker, was it going too far when your ancestors killed our ancestors and hung them and raped them and murdered them and enslaved them? Was my people too emotional then? You son of a bitches. Don't tell me I'm too emotional about racism or about the race issues in this country, motherfucker. My ancestors got disrespected, got murdered, got raped, got humiliated for hundreds of fucking years in this country, and you want to tell me that you too emotional? Motherfucker, I ain't never emotional. I'm passionate about this shit. And if I want to be too emotional about it, well, I'm emotional about it. I got a right to fucking be emotional about it, motherfucker. Let black people start enslaving your motherfucking kids and you. Let us do it. Let us just do it for a year and see how you feel. Give us a year and let us run every motherfucking thing. Let us show you what slavery actually was for our people. Let the roles reverse for a year and see what happened. And then tell me in a year how you feel, bitch. I give you motherfuckers a week and you're ready to get back to your white privilege. You son of a bitches. And to all you coon niggas, yeah, you can get back. You can go and get enslaved too. You can go with your masters. Go with them. You ride when they dominating us, when they disrespecting us, they oppressing us. So let the roles reverse. And all the coons can go with them too. Since there's no such thing as systemic racism, let me show you what it feel like. Let the black people show you what it feel like. Since you think we over exaggerating, let us use the police department. Let us have a lot of racist ass black people in there oppressing you every time you drive down the street. We think, oh, I fear for my life. Bang! Shoot his ass. It was dark. I couldn't see. I'm gonna make all excuses and I'm gonna lie on paperwork. I'm gonna do all that shit. You know the fucked up part about it? It probably would be about 75% of black people in this country wouldn't even do it. We wouldn't even want to do that reversal shit to a certain extent. The other 25 like me, I'll be okay with it. And then in a sense, no, I wouldn't. I probably wouldn't even be part of that. I probably just want to watch and be home on TV just watching it. I would never come out the house, nigga. Ain't no reason, nigga. My people in control, nigga. I can keep my house, don't pay no rent. Don't pay no mortgage, nigga. I ain't got to do nothing, nigga. I'm black, nigga. I do what I want because we in power. I can just stay in the house and chill and watch it happen. But you know what? At the end of the day, you know what that would make me? A part of the problem. I still would be somehow a part of it because I ain't doing nothing about it. I'm just sitting there watching. See that, white folks? See how you can learn some shit? Don't sit here and tell me that you ain't a part of the problem. Even if you ain't a racist, you still part of the problem because you don't check your people like you need to. Black people should not have to be getting in arguments with racist people before you do. Once they call the black person nigga, the whole motherfucker, the store, whoever around, all the white people should be gathering. Oh, what the fuck is you doing? Hey, don't disrespect them like that. You disrespect them, you disrespecting me. We are human beings. That's how they supposed to do. But you stand by and let that shit just happen the way it happened, you're a part of the problem. I'm just telling y'all that. Let us erase all your history. You only gonna learn our history. And we ain't gonna teach you none of the bad shit that we did to y'all. We just gonna teach you all the good shit. See how asinine that sounds? It sounds stupid and ignorant. These motherfuckers want to run around and pretend like they some good people or something. You ain't nothing good about you. Nothing good about y'all heritage at all. Nothing good about your motherfucking ancestors. Nothing. I don't give a fuck what they invented or none of that shit. We know that black people invented a lot of shit and y'all stole it. Y'all people stole that shit. We know that. Or somehow you done bamboozled your way into our culture and took some of our shit and benefited off of it financially. Look what they done to hip hop. Shit ain't even fair no more, man. Ain't never been fair in this country for black folks. I ain't trying to hear that shit. And then then tap dancing, Roland Martin, she be out there tap dancing for Kamala Harris. Stop tap dancing for that bitch. For that bitch to just even for her to come out her mouth and say the country ain't racist. Why? Cause you the vice president, bitch. Cause you the vice president. Cause they made you the first black vice president. And bitch, you ain't even all white. You a mutt. You a mutt, bitch. The fuck out of here. Trying to go soft on Kamala Harris. Fuck Kamala Harris, man. She said the exact same shit Tim Scott said. She meant what she said. She don't think racism exists in her world. Cause she made it. That's how those coons do. Anytime they get a position, they always, they see all the motherfucking, they see all the fruits and the berries and shit, nigga. They see the spotlight. They see the sun. All of a sudden, they see, the American dream. All of a sudden, them niggas, they all of a sudden, still don't see the ugliness. That's why, listen, people, I appreciate people praise me and show me love on the channel and shit like that. Even people in my life, like, I appreciate that shit. But that shit don't go to my head, man. I mean, like, you know what I mean? I'd rather help other people. That's how I feel better about myself when I do shit, when I help other people. Not when people give me shit. Don't mean I don't appreciate it and I don't like it. It's just, it doesn't have the same effect when I help others. Get more of that has more of an effect on me helping other people than people giving me and praising me. These coons make it, then all of a sudden they done seen the American dream. You can do it too. No, everybody can't. That is not true. I don't even know why they be lying to people like that. Telling people you can do it too. If I did it, you can do it. No, you can't. Some people are just special. Some people are just sellouts. And they will step over any and everybody to get what they want. That is a fact. That ain't even just a black thing. That's an American thing. And I'm just going to be very, very honest about you. A lot of white people ain't that special. A lot of them, not a little small percentage of them, a lot of them are not that special. A lot of them are just given privilege to be somewhat special. But they ain't special. Nepotism and shit like that. Come on. Look at Meghan McCain. She ain't talented. Ain't nothing talented about the woman. Nothing. She has no charisma. There's no charisma. It was one black lady and shit. She got a little YouTube shit. She always say they just got Meghan McCain. She does make the show. She bring ratings. Yeah, she bring ratings to be a fucking. Just think about the society though. She's there. She makes ratings because of how horrible she is. That's why people watch the show. That's why the ratings be high. Because she's so much of a horrible person. Think about how society is. Motherfuckers watch some shit because it's so horrible. Think about how fucked up you are as a person. You like to watch chaos. You like to watch violence. You like don't get me wrong. If I want to watch that type of shit, I'll watch a movie, nigga. I don't want to see no real life fucking people harming and killing and hurting and being nasty to one another and racism and shit. I don't like watching none of that shit. I don't like to see train wrecks. If I want to do that, I watch me a motherfucking movie, nigga. I don't want to be seeing that shit, but I do it because I gotta watch some of this shit because I gotta keep y'all updated with what's going on with some of this shit and educate myself on what's going on. But I don't like watching none of that shit. Like think about it. What do people actually even get out of watching Meghan McCain? You don't learn anything. All you learn, if you do learn anything, you just learn how bad of a person she is. How horrible her parents has to be. I don't give a fuck about her mother. Her mother was a mistress, nigga. You know, nobody trying to hear that shit. Only reason her father even fucked with Meghan McCain's mother is because of the simple fact she had some bread. And she gave him bread to run to be a senator. That's all he was known for. And he a so-called patriot and a hero. He ain't no hero. He is a motherfucking bigot. John McCain died as a bigot. He maybe maybe wasn't as bigoted when he died or something. He maybe, whatever. But John McCain was a bigot, nigga. He wasn't nobody special. I ain't gonna never forget how you you go against Martin Luther King having a day, nigga. You voted against that. You moved a whole movement around the country to not give this man a day. That was John McCain. He was part of that. Fuck out of here. I am not, listen, that dude is no hero to me. And I'm mad at myself for I think one per time in the video I said that. I take that shit back. I'm sorry. I was trying to be polite. But fuck that shit. I'm not in the space for it. I take it back. John McCain was a horrible person. Her mother, his wife is horrible because she a fake. You can look at it like she fake. I watch her interviews. That bitch, listen, people, I read people very well. I'm just telling y'all. Don't let that white bitch fool you. That bitch is a bigot. You keep, listen, anytime I hear these so-called conservative people, just like if I hear liberals when they trying to, it's almost like they trying to fit in with black people and shit. No, just be yourself and just understand the issues. But when they try to, you know, be down, act like they down and all that other shit, that shit is insulting to me. So when I hear conservative people, they keep bringing up, oh, you know, we conservative and we got values. So the rest of us don't have values? We don't value shit? Think about that. We the party of values. We're the party of a family. So it can't be no Christians and other religious people on the opposite side. Think about how insulting that is. That's the real reason why I'm not a part of a party. Because basically what the Republican Party is telling you is that whatever their religion is, if you don't believe in exactly what their religion is, that means you're not a patriot of this country. You don't value the country or value the people in the country the way they do. They're better than you somehow. And that was one of the real reasons why I stopped being religious. And I don't fuck with churches. I don't fuck with none of that shit. Because there is nobody that's going to sit on a motherfucking pew, whatever he sit on, and sit there and talk down to me like he better than me. Or she, whoever it may be. You ain't better than me, motherfucker. I probably do good in a day than you do in a whole motherfucking year. You take people money and don't do shit for them. The fuck out of here. Think about that shit when y'all be thinking, when y'all be going out there to vote and y'all get into politics. Think about what the Republican Party is basically telling you. If you don't believe in what their beliefs is or their God or whatever their religion may be, then you ain't shit. You wrong for the country. You're a socialist. If you don't believe or think the way they think, you ain't you want to bring the country harm. You don't want the people to have shit. You don't like them and all of shit. That's how that shit comes off to me. That's why I would never vote for a Republican. I don't give a fuck if they're good conservative or not. And I know good conservatives and shit like that, but when you come off with that talking point, that white supremacy talking point, because that's what that shit sounds like to me. I ain't rocking with no Republicans. My values ain't with that shit. You can be religious all you want. You don't got to treat other people differently because they don't believe in what you believe in. You ain't got to discriminate against them. I thought that was in your I thought that was in y'all fucking religion. But no, you still pass bills. You still treat people the wrong way, even though your religion says it doesn't. You don't supposed to do that, but they do it anyway. Think about how fucking condescending that is. Think about how much the hypocrisy of what these people claim that they stand for. And the liberals, they sit over here and try to cater to everybody, and they go way too far with that catering shit. I'm down with your brothers and sisters. Yes, just right on. Man, get your stupid ass away from here. That's why, listen, I'll tell y'all, I don't hang around white people that be, yo, what's up, homie? I don't hang around white people like that. I hang around open-minded, smart, intelligent white folks. I don't be hanging around no motherfucking yo white boys and shit. Get the fuck away from me. It's insulting to me. Right? Like you down. You ain't down. What you down with? I don't give a fuck how much you know the slang, how many rap songs you know. You do not know how I feel to be black in America. So please stop. It's insulting. So when Nancy Pelosi out there wearing them Kunta Kinte cloths and shit, get the fuck out of here, man. That shit is insulting. Black people is crazy. And Clyburn, his buck dancing coon ass. He said it too, talking about ain't no racism in America. Man, sit your coon ass down. That's why you don't let some of these old ass Southern niggas represent us. That's why we don't let them represent us. These niggas are out of touch. These niggas still think they back in the segregation days. Get the fuck out of here. All you do is listen to how Clyburn talk. This nigga sound like he back in the motherfucking, he back in the field or something. Oh, country ass nigga. And there's no disrespect to my brothers and sisters that got, from the South and shit, but this nigga here, just think about the difference, like the difference of these two coons, right? Think about Tim Scott, because he from the South. He from down there where Clyburn is from. I think he from North and Clyburn from South. One of them, they from South Carolina. Think about Clyburn. This motherfucker sound like an old runaway slave. And this nigga Tim Scott is one of them new millennium Negroes that want to be down with black people, down with white people, talking all proper and white and shit. He want to be down so bad. And Clyburn sound like he one of them, can I get along Negroes? Every time he speak, it sound like this nigga get ready, break out in an old Negro spiritual or something. Fuck out of here. These niggas, these two Negroes is the worst Negroes to be representing black people. And they just tote these coons right on out there, and them niggas go jump they butter biscuit eating asses right on out there talking that slavery talk, that coward talk. One of them talking about kumbaya bullshit, and then the other one over there talking about, listen, black people, we need to just get over slavery and racism. We're doing better. Look at LeBron James. Look, we had the first black president, Barack Obama. Sit your punk ass down, Tim Scott, you fucking sellout. I don't give a fuck what no white liberal call him. As long as they ain't call him nigga, he fine. They good. Call him a sellout, call him whatever they want to call that piece of shit. Call him Uncle Tim, whatever fuck you want. Cause nobody give a fuck about no motherfucking Tim Scott. This nigga's an embarrassment. Him and motherfucking Clyburn. Them motherfuckers they are embarrassing. Embarrassing Negroes sitting out there looking like both of them. One of them like a runaway slave, and the other one is a house nigga. Fuck out of here, man. We don't live in no time. There's no disrespect to our ancestors and shit like that. But those niggas, man, them niggas are embarrassments. We came way too far from the little shit that we didn't fall for. Our ancestors didn't fall for us to be at in this period of time of black folks in the 21st century to allow these coon ass sellout out of touch ass Negroes to cower our motherfucking youth and try to cower us to making that we gotta bow down to this motherfucking white supremacy so we can get ahead. The fuck out of here. We shouldn't have to do none of that shit. They should treat us with the proper fucking respect that we deserve. We shouldn't be out here cowering and buck dancing and cooning and can we all get along bullshit. We all can get along once you respect us and give us what the fuck you owe us. But until then, We ain't no motherfucking buck dancing house nigga, coon ass niggas. We ain't none of them. We ain't cowering. We ain't kissing the boots. We ain't kissing your ring. We ain't bowing to white supremacy. You can keep that shit and shove it up your ass. And black people, y'all, a lot of old black people, y'all need to start recognizing and just accept that, listen, man, we in a motherfucking country where this is probably, in our lifetime, probably the most racist time that we ever had in our lifetime. And we need to accept that shit and do something about it and stand together instead of standing apart and allowing these coons to try to separate us. Because that mainly, the white supremacists trying to separate us, but they using our own people to fucking separate us. You got one nigga on the left over there sounding like an old spiritual slavery song and shit, and then you got this house nigga on the right out there trying to tear us apart. Fuck that shit. There should be a set of rules for our black people of what we can and can't do. We can all have different opinions about certain shit, but it's certain shit that we just do. You know what I mean? We stay on code with, and the set of rules that we don't do. It's like street rules, nigga. Certain shit we don't do. Fuck out of here. I ain't with the shucking and jiving and the buck dancing and shit. That shit is embarrassing. Every time I see these niggas and hear these niggas speaking that coon shit, that shit is embarrassing. Man, look at these motherfuckers, man. They just making it okay to be open season on black people. For these white supremacists. It's sad. And then they want to teach our kids this coon shit. The fuck out of here, man. You're not teaching our kids that bullshit. Fuck out of here. How you gonna respect something? How you gonna respect somebody or respect the system that don't respect you and don't give a fuck about you? They don't care shit about you. But you still gotta show them the proper respect or show the system the proper respect. Man, get the fuck out of here with that shit. I wish a lot of our black people just understand that. You can't respect something that don't respect you. You can't respect people that don't respect you. And it's not about we don't have any sympathy for other people. It's just, nigga, I'm not listen, I'm not going to lower myself down to make these hateful people feel better about themselves because I forgave them or I'm trying to understand their point of view. I'm not trying to understand any hateful people. It's just, I'm not doing that. It's a waste of time. We could be taking that energy and giving that understanding and love and support and forgiveness to our own people. We don't got time to be giving that type of energy and shit to them. We need to be giving that type of energy to our own people that maybe have done us wrong or we have done them wrong. Trying to forgive that. Fuck that. Forgive them. Fuck forgiving them. Forgive our people that harmed us. We spending way too much time trying to be accepted or accept them motherfuckers. What's going on, Daddy? All right, get up. Come on, get out, boom. Get ready to get off in a minute, okay? Shut the door. This is why Daddy go in the studio, because you be tripping. Huh? Well, tell Mommy you hungry. You right there with Mommy. You only hungry because you want to be up on me. I know what it is. She like that, people. Like, when if I ain't around her, like, after a while she notice I ain't around, she'll run through the whole motherfucking house and try to find me. That's why if you be down in the studio, you'll see her run down there in the studio and shit. She don't want nothing. She do that to me and my wife. I'm getting ready to go spend a little time with her and shit. I was spending no time with her all day and shit, but shit, I guess that ain't enough. I guess I'm ready to go to bed soon though. But yeah, man, sad, man. We live in these times, man. It's sad to see. It's sad to see how people just a lot of our people just cower into this white supremacy shit, and then they want to sit there and try to do reverse racism, and and shit like that on us and try to act like we the ones being racist towards them, man. You ain't seen black people be racist to you, so get the fuck, like, stop that dumbass shit. Black people are not rolling up to white people asking what you doing in this neighborhood. You don't even hear about black people calling the police on white people because we assume that they up to something, they doing something. Even if we seen white people committing a crime, and especially if it ain't that big of a deal, like we seen them doing some bullshit. Black people know how to, we mind our motherfucking business and keep it pushing. We don't do shit like that. That's how I know that it's them. It ain't us. It ain't us, man. It's them, man. But like I said, it's no matter. OG crazy. OG says the next generation of OBF. Hey man. Hopefully she be better than me. You know what I mean? Do something better and greater. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But yeah, we as a people, man, we just got to do better out here, man. We can't get we so distracted by these sellouts, man, because they just them white supremacists is sending these motherfuckers out in drones. They just coming out just saying all types of fucked up shit. And I'm just like, yo, y'all, like, really? And I'm hoping that, like, my people, we don't let that shit distract us. We, like, focus on us. We ain't got time to be focused on them coons. They are lost souls, nigga. We can't be fucking with them right now, man. They cannot be helped. I'd rather try to spend a lot of my energy trying to help niggas in the streets that's you know doing shit to one another that we need to stop them from doing or hurting the community and hurting themselves. I'd rather spend my energy over there than be trying to deal with these coons and trying to, like, debate them and go back and forwards with them, or giving them platforms and shit like that and giving them opportunities to sit up there and have us up there looking crazy with them. You get what I'm saying? Because that's all that is. They sending these white supremacists sending these coons out here to debate black people, the black people that disagree with that white supremacy, and have us out there debating these motherfuckers. It's almost like, look at them fighting amongst each other. We got the niggas fighting each other. That's all that is. That's why I said I never do a debate with those type of people. What are we debating? We can't debate about nothing. You are a sellout, I'm not. That's the end of it. You have no point of view. I see nothing you talking about. I don't understand it, and I don't want to understand it. It's dangerous. And me just being in your presence is almost giving you the opportunity to say the fuck shit that you say. And I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to be a part of white supremacy in no way, shape, how of saying that I'm even giving you me being on the same platform or being in the same presence. I don't want that shit. That is a danger to our people sitting there debating with these coons. They are lost souls. These are dangerous people. These are people from our community that are a danger. They are a threat to us. They're worse than, to me. They're just as worse as even worse than the niggas in the street that's shooting and killing each other. Fuck out of here. Out here cooning and shit. Making a mockery of the fucking making a mockery of our people, because that's all that is. It's just they just mocking. How are you as a black person stereotype your own people on purpose for a bag? Shit is embarrassing. It angers the fuck out of me, and it's so embarrassing. And motherfuckers be sitting around like acting like oh, that's just Candace on. No, they are a danger, dude. They are putting our lives in danger. They are making it an open season for these white supremacists and these race soldiers to go out and shoot and kill us and harass us in stores or in neighborhoods or wherever the fuck we may be minding our own motherfucking business. They make it okay for those people to do what they do to us. They are a danger. They are a danger just like the white supremacists are to us. They are black white supremacists, nigga. They are a danger. The only difference between them is the skin color, but they still represent the same old fucking hate. And before I get out of here, I want to say this last thing. And this thing about Candace Owens, let me just explain something to people. Listen to me. What's so fake about her, and she's so not genuine, and why she's so much of a danger? Because this is the same woman that when them white supremacist schoolmates that she had, all of a sudden her friends now that was being racist towards her, she seen racism then. She understood white supremacy. She understood it all of a sudden. It was a threat to her. She understood it. She used Al Sharpton and them. She talks shit about them now, but she used them. They came down and they fought for her, got her a lawsuit, stood up for her, marched for her, and all that shit. She tried to say that they exploited her. No, they didn't. They came down. Listen, is it a little exploiting people a little bit? It could come off that way, but they didn't have to go down there and do that for her. You listen, believe it or not, Al Sharpton, even if something like that happened to Candace Owens, I still think that Al Sharpton, even though she say the shit that she said, I think if something racist happened to her, something bad happened to her, I think they still will go down there and fight for her. Just my opinion. It's a 50-50 chance that Al Sharpton and them still will go down there and fight for her. That's the crazy part about it. Me, myself, nigga. I told you, people better than me. But yeah, like I said, this is the same woman that accepted the Al Sharpton and them help when she got into some racist shit. It was okay. And then, like I said, this is how I know the bitch is fake. It was like for like almost a whole year when Trump was running, like in 2015 when he was running, and when he first started running this shit, Candace Owens was one of the main people out there talking about how bad Donald Trump is. He a racist. It's documented. People go back and look at her shit. It's documented how bad he was. She did videos just like how she doing now about us black folks. How she hate black people now. She was doing the same shit to Donald Trump. How much he was a racist. He wasn't shit, homophobic, sexist, all that shit. She was going off. And then out of the blue, when they came to her for a bag, and it looked like Donald Trump was going to win, nigga, Candace Owens changed her whole entire life. This bitch was dating black dudes before all this shit. All of a sudden, she fucking with white dudes. And like, come on, man. That's the definition of coonery shit. You self-hating and shit. Like, Candace Owens is a fucking fraud. Fuck a drifter, she's a fraud. Just like Donald Trump. Donald Trump don't like her black ass. She want to be so liked by these white folks, man. That shit is absurd. That shit is just it's so delusional that she like this bitch is crazy. I believe Candace Owens is nuts and honeys. She out there sucking at so much white powder dick. It's a goddamn. I'm surprised her lips ain't white all the time. All that white powder dick she's sucking. Come on, man. She should have them crackhead lips with all that powder on them. Lips ashy as a motherfucker or something. All that white powder dick she's sucking, man. She do too, like just buck dancing. Mind you, she's sitting on a stage on her show surrounded by a whole bunch of white supremacist men. Like, how do you feel empowered? Oh, and boy, you gotta have some. That bag gotta be so good to lower your standards in that way. To feel like, how are you comfortable with these white supremacists talking and lying about history, knowing that you know that what they saying ain't true, and you know what you're saying ain't true. That bag is good. That white powder dick and them butter biscuits is good as a motherfucker over there. Boy, they must have a special ingredients in them butter biscuits. I tell you that shit. Ain't no motherfucking way, man. That shit is sad, man. Every time I see this bitch, I'm just like, yo, come on, Candace Owens, wake the fuck up. You talking about woke culture, bitch? You need to wake up. What the fuck are you doing? Shit is sad. And I ain't even gonna lie to you. I think it hurt a little. It hurt a little more to see black women doing that shit, selling themselves like that, selling their souls like that. It's sad to see Candace Owens. It hurt a little bit. Like, come on, sister. You know better than that. I mean, she no sister of mine, but like, come on. What the fuck is you doing? Brandon Tatum, niggas, listen, we always seen a lot of buck dancing cool niggas, but the women, you see the women doing it. You like, oh, God. No, not our sisters. You see these motherfuckers? I'm like, yo, come on, Candace Owens. Come on. That shit is sad. And like I told y'all, listen, whenever you see that shit, it's always for the bag. Even if it's on the left. The Clyburns and all them. That's about them. That's about the bag. That's about trying to keep a little relevant power. When you see that shit like Clyburn and what the fuck is Clymer Harris and them and shit, a couple of them over there. When you see them motherfuckers doing that buck dancing and cooning and shit, that shit is they have some type of power and relevance in that party. They've been promised some shit. You get what I'm saying? All that. That's why I said it's all buffoonery and coonery, people. It's all buffoonery and coonery. And sitting up there shucking and jiving and shit. Shit is embarrassing, man. All full bag, man. There ain't enough money in the world, man, to make me sell my soul like that, man. That's like a motherfucker saying, man, I give you. You remember a while ago when motherfuckers used to, I heard it before, but it was like niggas, I remember having conversations like niggas in the hood. Niggas was like, yo, cause remember Mike Tyson, he a bad motherfucker. Like, you know what I'm saying? Remember Tyson was bad. You know what I mean? When in his heyday. I mean, Mike Tyson probably still will fuck you up right now, but I'm just saying, back in Mike Tyson heyday, he was the baddest man on earth, nigga. Ain't nobody was rolling up on Mike. If you rolled up on Mike, you had a death wish, nigga. That's just how that was. That's how intimidated this dude was. How vicious he was. And I remember niggas was talking back in the day, was like, yo, what if would you fight Mike Tyson for $100 million or $10 million? And niggas was like, some niggas was like, I know some of my boys was like, hell yeah, I'll fight him. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'll fight Mike. You know what I'm saying? But then some niggas like, hell no, nigga, I might not lead that fight. You get what I'm saying? I'm like those niggas. I'm not selling my soul for no millions of dollars, nigga. It ain't the bag. I got self respect for myself. Hold on, people, give me a second. All right, people, I'm back. Let me get out of here, people. I gotta go check these lights out here. Look like it's getting ready to rain. I check these lights in my yard and shit. They look alright, but they look a little dull. I gotta get the remote. But anyway, Um, yeah, man, I you know ain't enough money in the world for me to sell my soul, people. Some bullshit. Anyway, people, leave leave your comments, hit that like button, support your boy. It's your boy Kenny, man. Peace and love to the world.
Do you have an opinion? Do you want to be heard? Are you coming with real talk? Do you want to have an open and honest conversation? Opinions, but facts is where it's at. Ran by our man Kenny. Nothing's off the table. Sports, real life, politics, and everything in between. Join the most interactive channel. Real talk from real people, keeping it 100. Be heard. Don't let your voice go silent.